Hey you, welcome to my podcast. Do you like amebo, unsolicited advice, and very unconventional opinions about Christianity, mental health, and psychology? Then you're in the right place. It's Monday Morning Rant with Miss James H. Let's go. Good morning. Welcome again to another episode of Monday Morning Rant with your home girl, Miss James H. And we've been treating Church Hurt for the past, I think, 4 or 5 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. And today is going to be the last final episode on this series. I think I have done justice to this and breaking it into perspective. Is it perspective now? Be aspects has helped me to cover a lot of ground on this topic, and I'm really grateful for the opportunity to talk about it because it has blessed me, and I really do hope it has blessed you listening to me as much as it has blessed me talking about it. And I hope you have enjoyed it so far as much as I have enjoyed talking. So, this week, should I do a recap or something? Okay, let's do quick recap. First episode through to I think the is it the third or the fourth? I can't remember, but we started with what pastors do to hurt members, then we moved on to what members do to hurt pastors, and how each party, does a member who has been hurt by their leader and a pastor who has been hurt by the member, how each category of persons can get past the hurt and move on with their service in God's house. So this week, I'm going to be talking about what members do to hurt members, like within each other, what we do to hurt each other within the church that has nothing to do with the pastor, just we in the congregation hurting ourselves. Then I'll try to add it and join it to what pastors do to hurt pastors. That's what leaders, whether in separate denominations or in same denominations, do to hurt each other. And sometimes maybe across denominations like Orthodox, Pentecostals, Methodists, what leaders of each of these factions do to hurt each other, or even within the Pentecostals or within a certain, yeah, I believe you get me already. Okay, let's get right into it. I want to try my best. I'm going to try to wrap this up this week. I don't want it to extend this week. So just follow me. Follow me, okay? Yes. And this week, I think I've been dodging telling stories a lot because I feel it's going to be personal for me and maybe a few people listening to me that could relate to what I'm talking about. And I'm trying my best not to, in my bid to, talk on something, then hurt people, or I don't know. Is it hurt people now? Yeah, actually, because I felt there were people that might be able to relate to the exact stories I'll be sharing. So I've been cautioning myself. But for the stories I'll be sharing today, I've asked for, I think, at least one or two. I've asked for permissions from the owners of the story to be able to share with you guys. So let's get right into it. The first thing I'm going to talk about that members do to hurt members. You push guess. Gossip. Yes. I know we've spoken about this earlier, but in the light of talking about pastors or pastors, leaders involved, this one now is member to member. Gossiping. There's how church people can be very creative with gossip and rumors. You will hear things you sometimes unsolicited. I've experienced it before where somebody talk that I did not want to hear just past my. it just passed my ears while sitting down minding my business. Person talk, person just come meet me where I did. And personal stuff that has no business being in the ears of other members, And I want to say this specifically to people that don't know how to, if you don't know how to keep secrets, or you don't know how to, I don't want to say mind your business, but when someone brings their personal stuff to you, if you know you're not good with secrets, I think it is fair enough for you to tell the person, please don't tell me, I don't want to know. But I feel sometimes many of us are hungry for gist, and then hungry to spread the gist that we don't even think about the hurt involved in what we are doing. Like sometimes it's not even that it's the person that told you. You were just you were privileged to find out something, or you found out something without even wanting to find out. It is not your business to now spread it within the church. Gossip. Ah, Jesus. Church people are very creative with gossip. Very, very. And sometimes things can have various perspective. You know, you can be seeing something from your own perspective, like you overhear a conversation, and from your own perspective, you feel, this person is just being rude. This person, why would this person talk like this? But if you are privileged now to see the entire picture of what transpired, you will discover that this person was reacting to something bigger somebody did. But sometimes we run with a perspective, and not just running, you run and then you spread it like virus round a perspective of something you see or something that might not be the entire whole picture of what actually happened. So if you are somebody that likes gist, it's gist now. Gossip is gist. It is what it is, or tea. We call it different names, but it is gossip. If you like gossiping, please tell God, beg God to help you. Beg God to teach you to just, hold your tongue when it involves talking about somebody in bad light. And sometimes gossip might not even be you talking about something bad that happened. It might be you talking about a personal thing someone told you that they don't want other people to find out yet. You get, like, it is well. And what I'll talk in relation to the next thing I want to talk about in relation to this gossip thing is discretion. And this one now, it involves I will say it involves members to members, because I don't want to now tag, team leads, leads of units, usher head, MD, music director, and all of that as leaders, so to say, because it's still members within members. So, for instance, now something happened. Someone, how do I say this without? Okay, she got pregnant, and the pregnancy was still in the early stage, very early, like maybe 2 months, 1 month plus, around the second month of pregnancy. And for those that have experienced it, this period is the period where your stomach is not yet showing, but you're in the most stressed parts of the pregnancy. Morning sickness is at the peak, weakness, fatigue, and all of that. But you have to pretend, the African thing now. You don't want people to know you are pregnant yet until the pregnancy starts showing, just to be on the safe side. You don't want to announce you're already pregnant. We are not Oyinbo people. Oyinbo people, one day pregnancy, safe, they feel announce them. But you don't want people to know yet that, okay, I'm expecting a baby. You want them to see it. So she had to tell her music director at the time, because they are close on a personal level. But then there's still someone, like, is he assistant MD now? We'll call it. Is he assistant? I don't even know. This sometimes roles self they too much. He said, church more, leave that one, talk for another day. So she told him, and because it was necessary to give her um is he space now to be able to adjust within that period without necessarily making it show that, okay, she's pregnant, something's wrong with her, is why we are giving her space to do one or two things. And maybe usually she's supposed to be on stage for the number of minutes or hours, and then you reduce it. They had to do that, so you had to discuss it with the other team lead. And she was informed that by this person, like, okay, I have to tell this guy so that it will be within us, and he can be informed, to not look as if you're just trying to be lazy and stuff. Fine. Tell me why this guy comes to a choir meeting and goes, some of you have to start stepping up, oh, because people like Sister Lagbajana also have to start giving her space and break, because that kind of laugh that just makes everybody understand, okay, something has happened. Is she pregnant? Because of course, newlyweds, everybody's always waiting for when something happens. What kind of lack of discretion, lack of sense is that? Please tell me. Something you were told in private, why are you coming to the front of the entire choir? It is plain. It is, or you've already said, oh, she's pregnant, or have to give her time. She cannot be standing too much. So please, you people in this part, you have to start trying better so that she can have. I will soon have to give her leave now, because what kind of omo, discretion? If somebody trusts you with an information, you have no business sharing it with others that have no business knowing. It is well. I've overflogged this topic, this particular point. So let's just move on. Another thing I'll talk about is the lack of trust within members. Is it on trustworthiness? Now, I don't even know the English to give it, but lack of trust, lack of integrity among members. For instance, now you are treasurer in a department. Yes, sometimes I feel it sometimes comes back to money. Money does a lot to people, and yes, money. You're the treasurer. Why did everybody, 20 people contribute 500 naira, and then at the end of contribution, 500 times 20 people is not giving us 25, because you have chopped part of the money. People cannot trust you with money. What is it? Ah, God, it is well. Then this one, another thing, we've heard it. Even me, I've heard it. And funny enough, in a way, I sort of support it when people say, I don't want to do business with church people, or I don't want to do business with my church members. Because when they do you shege, the way you can change it for somebody outside, you can't change it for your church member like that without looking like the bad person. You now look like the person that Jesus did not die for, or the person that hates God and cannot forgive, person that lacks forgiveness in their fruit of the spirit. Shey you get? So I feel it is very bad when you are doing business as a member in a church, and your church members cannot vouch for you that, oh, this person will do this thing well. So, quick story time. A friend of mine, was preparing for a wedding. So, she reached out to one of our church members that owns a bridal business, and now their type, then they always get sweet mouth. They will lure you in, drag you in, make you trust them. And she initially was so nice, so welcoming. Okay, these are the options, these are the plans I have. You can subscribe to this plan and that plan and blah blah blah. So my friend chose this particular wedding dress. On the first visit itself, she found a dress that she liked. She tried it on, dress was fitting, and the lady told her, okay, pay you can pay upfront, like total payment, so that you can secure the dates and all of that. You know how bridal businesses work now. So she paid the complete money for the dress. And this lady told her, okay, so you're going to come for your next fitting. Is it 14 days before your wedding? Then from that 14th, that'll be 14 days to the wedding. I'm going to dry clean. I'm going to adjust it if it needs adjustments. You're going to fit your veil. You're going to do this. I'm going to give you the package comes with a bridal robe, comes with slippers, comes with blah 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 and all of that. So my friend paid in full to this woman. Paid in full. Tell me why 14 days back, yes, 14 days to her wedding when she was supposed to go for the next fitting, this lady had rented out the dress to another bride. So my friend was not like, ah, auntie, is you by yourself who that said you needed this period of time to dry clean the dress because you have to hand wash it. You can't use washing machine. No, sweet mouth and all the explanation she gave. So my friend was like, so please tell me what's the plan? My wedding, this one. Sent a long message to this auntie. This auntie goes, I'm not going to read all this your message. It's too long for me. I can't read it. Because I don't know why you're fidgeting. I've told you I'm going to get the dress ready and the dress is going to be ready. So there's no need to worry. You can come for the fitting next week. And her wedding, that was like it's going to be exactly like 5 days or 6 days to her wedding. And this auntie says, you can come by that time for your fitting. All this message that you sent is long talk for me. I'm not going to read it. I don't have strength. I don't know why you're worried, blah, 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 blah. So I told my friend, okay, let's see how it goes. The day she said you should come for the fitting. So she went for the fitting, I think 5 days to the wedding. This dress was so dirty because the bride had used it the week before that, returned it very, very dirty. The veil was dirty, everything. So, madam, now you say you need at least a week to dry clean this clothes properly. What is the plan for this dress? Say, no, there's no need to worry. I'm going to take care of it. Blah, 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 blah. So, day before the wedding, this auntie chose to deliver the dress in garbage bag. This big nylon, black big nylon they use for disposing refuse on a large scale. Yes, that's what the dress came in. The supposed robe it was supposed to come with was rumpled, everything. The slippers was nothing to write home about. The veil was torn. The dress was dirty. And she delivered the dress by like 10 p.m. a day before my friend's wedding. So I wasn't around for the wedding, but I was communicating with her and one of the bridesmaids that is also one of our guys. Hey, when they told me morning, I think I had a vigil. I just felt a nudge like to pray towards the wedding the night before. I'm like, what's going on? So I messaged one of the bridesmaids that was her friends. How far? What's going on? Morning of the wedding, that was around 6 a.m. They were telling me there's no dress for this wedding because the dress this auntie delivered was dirty, torn, the veil was torn, nothing, like it was not possible for her to wear that dress. And they had gone back to the auntie's house the night before to return the dress back to her and the veil and for her to do whatever magic she was willing to do. Tell me why when they went to return the dress sef to her, this auntie told the gate man to tell them that she was not at home. She had a ministration because supposedly she's a popular music minister in that town. So she said, I have ministration, I'm not at home. So they insisted that they wanted to see her. Apparently she was lying. Auntie was inside her room. Then they went in, showed her the dress, like, Madam, what kind of nonsense is this? After collecting 200K, this is what you are delivering. Like, what is wrong with you? And then she goes, please don't shout at me. Do you know who I am in this town? Do you know who I am? You have no right to talk to me like that. The veil is torn. We're going to fix it. Don't worry. There's no need for you to talk to me as if I'm like, hey, the audacity. Like, she ordered audacity from Temu. Big, large chunk of audacity. I was still talking as if she was in her rights. My friend just told them, please leave the dress with her and let's figure something out. So by 6 a.m. on our wedding day, my friend had to go to another bridal store and try to fit another dress. By an hour to the wedding, there was no wedding dress. She had cried her eyes out, bawled her eyes out. She was stressed. In fact, the initial pictures, and I think I video called her earlier that morning, her face was red, makeup. Thank God for makeup. Hmm. This auntie now came a few minutes to the wedding and came with a dress that was okay. Yes, so she still delivered at the end of the day, but please tell me why you will stress somebody like that on their big day. Why? Church member, oh, church member, supposed child of God, supposed minister, big minister, no character, no. Oh my God. It was, I was so upset. I was ready to get her arrested because what manner of attitude and behavior is that? Then she now came with the dress, no apology. The chief bridesmaid was even like, Madam, I think you owe the bride an apology. She now goes, why are you now crying? She already told you I would deliver the dress. I'm like, hey, Jesus, Jesus. Thanks to God that was not present because I will have to be singing in the Holy Spirit activate, activate. Because men, I don't know if I'll be able to. All I'm saying, as members, like co-laborers in the vineyard of Jesus, we should be able to patronize each other's businesses. If your church members are not patronizing you, check your character, check your business, check the way you are doing things. It means you are not a good person. I was not asking my friend though, if somebody now ask you to recommend bridal this thing for me, will you recommend that? She said, if now you please, will you recommend that kind of business to somebody else? Why would I? You almost gave me high blood pressure on my wedding day. Why will I recommend you to somebody else, please? And then the okay, I don't want to spoil our image, that kind of thing. Because me, I know myself. If na me, or more, I go post them everywhere. I will post your business name everywhere. I will post you, and I will tell the whole church, Madam Lagmaja does not have sense. But oh well, God is working on me. God is working on me. Yeah. Work, chai, it is well, Sha. Members should be able to trust you. Fellow members should be able to trust you. If you are a service provider, maybe you own um like an artisan, you offer tailor, all those kind of things, hairdresser, artisan, basically. Maybe you dey tile, you dey do tiling work, you dey do bricklaying work, you're an engineer. Engineer, they now say come and help us construct small children department. You now write bill of quantity, e can't run in the million of money that is not necessary. They now ask another engineer that is not a church member to quote, and the person's quotation is going more than 50% less than what you quoted. What kind of, like, God will help us, God will help us, but it is bad. if if you cannot trust a fellow church member with business, with money, with secret safe. I don't know why you're telling your secret to people anyways, but yes, people should still be able to trust you. Please do better. It is wrong. It can be hurtful. I don't know how my friend, no, I celebrate her for how she handled that matter, like the way she handled the case. Even at the end of the wedding, she just returned the dress back to her. She didn't ask for refund. She didn't even cause wahala. I trust myself. Wahala uma boku. Ìjọ̀gbọ̀n máa lọ yapa. Oh my God! But just imagine if now if you see that kind of person outside, or you even see, maybe let's even say she's because me, I don't even know what she's singing, say, but let's say yes, she's a good music minister. How does her music want to bless me after that kind of thing that she did to me? So as a member in a church, your fellow church members should be able to trust you with whatever business you are doing, or whatever contribution money they have put in your hand, or secret they put. Be a trustworthy person. Learn it. Ask God to teach you. Ask God to help your life. It is well. On to the next. On to the next. Another thing that members do towards each other is jealousy and comparison and favoritism, and it choke because see, jealousy sometimes now graduates into envy, graduates into hatred, graduates into many things, many things. I don't know why somebody will give this. We have now made it so that people can't even in good faith testify in church. Like, okay, this is what God did for me. Because why are you jealous? Instead of you, me, one thing I do when I hear a testimony that challenges my faith, I'm like, I key into this kind of miracle. I receive my own in Jesus' name. Why are you jealous of what somebody else has gotten from God? Pray, may God do your own for you now. Why? Why? You will see, God, this one, I don't want to talk so much about it because I'm not going to get. Is it emotional now? Yes. I don't want to get. I've done emotional talk last week. I don't want to get emotional. But you should watch your heart for jealousy and compare. You don't have to compare yourself. Everybody's journey in life is different. Cause tell me why you are jealous because you are an older person and you are still unmarried. You now see a young couple that married already, and you feel a certain way and you are acting one kind way towards them just because. I don't get it though. I don't understand. Instead of you to look at them and be like, wow, this is beautiful. My I will marriage I say I will marriage. Yes, I will marriage once and I will marriage right. You know, pray for a beautiful marriage yourself, or somebody that is younger than you is doing well financially. And I don't know why that thing is. I think it's also cultural, but it's cultural in a way. In this side of the world, you always feel age makes you entitled to some kind of things. I don't get it. That somebody younger than you is doing better than you in some phases in life doesn't mean you are not doing good for yourself, or doesn't mean God is done with you. So why are you jealous? Why are you comparing? Why you then you not do it so much that it will now turn you even now turn it to gossip, and then something that did not happen, you will cook it that it happened just from the jealousy of your heart. And another thing that spans from jail, and this one honestly is giving secondary school vibes. It's giving boarding house fight vibes because I don't get why amongst workers in the church there's fights for who is doing better. This end of the year workers is it retreat? No, workers appreciation that churches do. It's supposed to be a good thing. So please, why has it turned to competition? Ah, they give her best worker of the year last year. Now she they still won't give this year. Like say now only she, I own too much self, overdo. Now she too do. She go come 1 hour before church. Wait till concern herself. Now she be pastor. Yeah, 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 yeah. That you are jealous of another person's service in God's vineyard. Is your reward not from God? All these award, church award, I feel it's just a way to encourage. It's supposed to encourage people. It's not supposed to now be a reason why there's fights and competition. You will see choirs where they'll be like, why is she the only one always soloing song? Why is she the one always backing up? I think I spoke about this last week to Sha, that pastors and leaders too. You need to do better in that aspect to like carry everybody along. But still, even though regardless upon still, it's not supposed to be that deep. I feel all those kind of attitudes have come from people that don't understand. The way sometimes I hate being in the spotlight of church, this thing, because there's just, I think, how will I put it now? There's that feeling of it's not inadequacy, but I don't want to mess it up. Do you get? I don't want to now just sing and people are not blessed. I don't want to just be there. And I think it also spans from training that most pastors' children have. Growing up, when an opportunity comes for you to be on stage, when your mother already tells you you are leading worship on Sunday, so you are fasting Friday and Saturday for the presence of God to come that way. When you're ministry, when you've done all of that, and then you're already in your higher, like Holy Spirit activates. Please don't disappoint me, God. you will understand service from a different perspective. Like you are giving to people. So there's that reluctance sometimes to even be in the forefront. So when I see people that are eager to, I want to solo, I want to be on stage, I want to be in front. Sometimes it's just giving, you don't understand what is going on. You don't understand what you're supposed to be doing. You don't understand your service. Because it's not supposed to be competition. It's not making sense. Let's talk the honest truth. It's not supposed to be competition. You're not supposed to competing in the house of God. Omo. I think this thing is this modernized church thing that is causing it. If it's to say is the year when people used to go to mission field, I don't think anybody will be competing to go to Cambridge to go and preach gospel. There will be that kind thing. Competition no go dey. Now because lightning day, mad sound will make sense, instrumentation and instruments that is just bling bling, and there's like plenty people in church. You too, you want to popular, and every church now has YouTube channel, so you too, you want to be associated with greatness, so you want to always be on stage. It's all these things that is causing it. If it's to say that year when they will just say, okay, the Lord has laid it upon the pastor's hearts that we need to take the gospel to one village where they are still naked and they are shooting arrows. And the Lord has laid 10 names in our hearts: Sister Sandra, Brother Titus, and then they now call your name. You see people crying. If not that type, nobody will be hungry and be running to do service or be crying that they did not give you award for best worker in church. It is well, sha. God will help us. That's all I can say. God will just be helping us. Do better. You don't have to compare. You don't have to be jealous of somebody else's service. Do your own. Do your own and face the God that you came to meet. Like you now see people that have clique inside church. There's clique like mean girls, big girls clique of secondary school. It's giving immature. It's giving unserious. It's giving you don't know what you're doing. Like why do people have cliques? I understand having specific people you're close to in church. That makes sense. You can't be close to everybody. I get it. But like having clique of, you know what I mean now, like this mean girls vibe, high school musical, mean girl kind of thing inside church. Omo na the wine sha. Waiting be it is well. God will help us. So next thing I'll talk about, I think the last thing from this aspect. I know there are still many points, but just drop it in the comment section and drop your opinion of it. So another thing, the last thing I'll talk about in this aspect is minding your business. People don't know how to mind their business in church. You don't know how to mind your business. There are some things that is not supposed to concern you. Sure you get. So a friend of mine um had a baby some time ago, and a few months, I think maybe 2 3 months after she had her baby, she had resumed church and all of that. Tell me why somebody in the church, like another married man that has his own family and his own wife comes and goes and says, now wow, you're looking like Mommy G. Sharp, sharp, let's pastor register you in gym so that you can lose all this weight. No be you get the wife, ba. So why in God's name is her body your business? Why is it your business? Let's even assume that she did not just have a baby. She's just like she just added weight on a normal day because she's eating food, not because of baby, but it is still not your business. You have no right to say that kind of thing to somebody's wife. And to now add salt upon it, she just had a baby. And it's CS. You can Jim K. After 3 months of having a baby, I say, how? How is it your business, please? How do you even summon the courage to say something like that to somebody's wife? Even if she's not somebody's wife, let's even assume she's a single lady. What is your business, dear? Something something happened to me some time ago. There was a short period of time that I was braiding my husband's hair because his hair was very long, and some portion of it was kind of having breakage and stuff. So I'm like, let me treat it. So it was easier for me to treat it braiding the hair. And initially I would braid it back and just within house. It doesn't take it anywhere, just inside the house. Then one day I just braided the hair. No, myself, I was admiring the work of my hands. I'm not like, what's the big deal in you carrying this hair out of the house? It actually looks nice. And it's not a big deal. So it takes this hair to church. And then one of these older women in the church just comes to me and like, hey, now wow, Mercy. Ṣé olórin àbálálùjọ àbí eléré ni ọkọ ẹ̀ ni? Is your husband an entertainer? And I've never been more insulted. Okay, I've been more insulted, Sha. Let's not exaggerate. But no, that was insulting to me. Like, what do you mean is my husband a comedian? I mean, what kind of nonsense talk is that? Because how is his braided hair your business? I was offended that day. Oh. I wanted to give down my response, but I just thought about it on a normal this of the fact that she's actually a very outgoing person and she talks a lot, but she's a nice person. So I just gave the best on mean, a bit this mean, on mean response that I could give that could still portray me telling her, Madam, it is not your business what I do with my husband's hair. It's not your business if you wear singlet to church. Okay, no, that one bad, but it's not your business. I think we need to mind our business more in the church. Because you are church members doesn't automatically give you rights to talk about somebody's. It is not your business. Mind your business. Learn to mind your business. Drink water and mind your business. It's not if it doesn't concern you directly. I don't think you have any business talking about it. We do too much. We do too much. You should have say, Madam Lagbaja, see the way her hair is, see the kind of clothes that she's wearing. It's mind your business now. Eh? Okay. It is well. Moving on. I'm going to be talking about how to now treat yourself as somebody that has been hurt in the church. Like I've said in other episodes, pray about it. Let God heal your heart. No, nothing heals a broken heart like God. Honestly, tested and trusted. Pray about it. Tell God to help your heart. And sometimes I think we have to confront people that are messy in the church. I think I said last week too. Let's normalize confrontation. It doesn't have to be aggressive, right? It doesn't have to be insulting. It doesn't have to be noisy and messy. But let's normalize confrontation. Madam, this is what you said. I didn't like it. Please, next time, don't say that kind of thing to me. I don't appreciate it. That is or confrontation that is demure and okay. Even if the person doesn't apologize, safe, you have sure said your mind. So let's normalize confrontation. When somebody within the church does something you don't appreciate, confront the person. But this one, I've also learned that in your confrontation, make sure someone who is sort of a leader in the church is informed of what happened so that somebody will not go now and exaggerate what you did. So normalize confrontation. Somebody hurts you, talk about it, approach the person, talk to the person. This is what you did. I didn't like it. I didn't appreciate it. If it's a very big thing, then you can involve like a leader to sort of now have a round table discussion and stuff and settle it before the thing now becomes big and elaborate. Another thing I'll talk about, not just to get past it, but also to avoid future hurts, is to learn to keep your boundary in church. See, the best quotes I've heard about church is the fact that church, there church is like an asylum. No, I don't totally agree, Sha, but in a way, church is like an asylum. There are people that are coming that God is still seriously working on them. There's a lot of work that's still going on in their workshop. You get like they see the workshop, they never in fact there are some people their engine don't knock. God still they work seriously on their life. So keep your boundary in church. Don't be quick to trust people inside church. Let's see if your discernment is very high octave outside the church. Within the church, it should be times 10, because there are wolves in sheep's clothing. There are people that don't belong there that are there. Then there are the ones that actually want to be better people, but they are still in the process of getting better. Do you get? So they are still in between bad and good. God is still working on them. So keep your boundary with church people. Don't be quick to jump and trust people. Don't be quick to have boundaries. And one thing I will not understand is how people are so quick to share their secret. See, except to put a gun to my head, there are some things I cannot say about my personal life to anybody, because I don't, it's just what it is. That your best friend also has a best friend, and that best friend has another best friend. And before you know what's going on, your business is all over the place. I'm not saying to be extremely secretive. There, of course, there are things like, there are people and friends that you can trust dearly with your life. You know, no, this one are my G, this one are my best. That one they different. But some of you, friendship will never reach 3 months, 4 months. You're already divulging plenty secrets. You're talking personal, deep. You are now offended now that your business is all over the church. If you are hurting and you have secrets to spill, take it to God in prayer. Jesus is your confidence. If you don't get boyfriend, or you don't get husband, you don't get girlfriend, go to Jesus. He will always bear your secrets. He will always bear your burden. You don't know this person like that. That they are church member does not mean. Some people have accommodated people that molested their children, that stole from them, that some say went diabolical, and they are church members. We've heard things like, we've seen things like that. So don't be quick to let me come and know your house, and let's come and eat in your house. Let's I understand though that when, when we go back to the early church, they were visiting each other's houses, they were eating in each other's houses. But times, I don't want to say times have changed, but it is what it is. Don't be quick. I'm not saying it is wrong to do it, but make sure this person, you have discerned that they are of pure spirits. Don't just be quick and carry your life and drop it to somebody's hand that you don't know like that. You're allowing this person around your kids, you don't really know them, just because you people are speaking in tongues and calling Jesus together. Okay, oh, be whining. It is well. Another thing I'll say is, as a church person, the best way to go about church is to be cool with everybody. Don't have clique, don't have favoritism. You can have specific people you are closer to, that's fine. You can't be close to everybody, but be okay with everybody. I don't know if that makes sense. Don't have Church is one of the worst place to have drama and be having fights and be having anything with anybody. When you go in, you can know people just by their first names. Me, one problem I have is knowing people's names, like remembering names. That thing is very hard for me. I forget names, I forget faces sometimes. Okay, faces is even easier for me, but names, I will forget your name. But try at least. Know everybody based on first name things, first name level. Oh, sister, how are you doing? Hope you had a nice weekend. End it there. Hmm? There's no need to go deeper than that, honestly, except God has, they are covenant brothers and sisters. Like, God has brought this person to your life and told you this person has a mission, or God has just brought you people extra close. That's different. But on a general level, just be okay with everybody. Don't fight anybody. Don't have issue with anybody. Don't beef anybody. Say hi to everybody. Smile and let everybody serve God and go back to the house. Another thing I'll talk about, I think I said this one last week, avoid relating with people that like gossiping. You don't want to be caught in the midst of gossip drama. So once you see somebody in the church that likes talking about people, avoid them like disease, avoid them like coronavirus, avoid them, and in your secret prayer, be praying for them for God to touch their lives. Focus on God. When you go to church, focus on why you are there. Worship, fellowship with brethren by smiling, by relating with people. There's how it's uplifting, honestly, to go to church bar and talk to people, but you don't have to make it deep. God is the reason why you went. So focus on that, focus on the word, focus on the worship, and be good, cool with everybody, and go back to your house. Then another thing I'll talk about is overcommitting with church. And I know this one will sound one kind to some people, but hear me out. All this going to church 20 times in a week, I'm strongly not a supporter of that. Fellowshipping can now become work in a way that is not extra work for you. If it's too much, if and maybe because you're a dedicated person, your team lead or your leader of your unit keeps piling work for you, you can decline. Like, okay, please, so this one I'll not be able to do it. I will not. I have work in the office, because I strongly believe, bah, the Sabbath day is supposed to be Sabbath day. It's not. Sunday should not now be extra stressful. It shouldn't now become extra work that you cannot. You work throughout the week, and then Saturday rehearsal is 12 hours. Then Sunday, another, you spend another plenty hours in church. I get to that it's not avoidable for some people. I've been there. Trust me, I've lived that life. Oh. I've lived that life where church, you're there before everybody comes. You are the last person to leave. And I'll not even lie, it's stressful. But in that time of my life, I was young, I was single. You don't expect me now. I have a kid. I'll now, to do that kind of thing, I'm going to be very stressed out. Plus, I'll now do all of that Sunday, stressed, still go back to work Monday. See, if the work pass your power, God understands. It sounds unkind to you, I know, but trust me, God understands. Do the one you can do. Mm? Do what you can do. Do the service you can do to the best of your ability. Be diligent, but don't overdo it. Don't exert yourself beyond what you are capable of doing. Don't exert yourself. Do your best, your very best, and leave the rest. Do your best and leave the rest. Yes, do your best and leave the rest. It's a team. So the work should not be telling on only you just because you are the diligent person. Other people too should pick up after themselves. Abi? Is that right? Other people too should pick up more work. It should not just be you they are piling all the work for. Weekend is supposed to be restful. So if your church work is becoming extra stress for you, you need to check it out. Because I was listening to DDK some time ago, and she said something that actually resonated with my heart a lot. The fact that some people are so carried away by church activity that their personal relationship with God is even nothing to write home about. So your secret place is suffering, but in church, you are the one doing everything. I understand though, it's God's work, it has its own reward, all of that talk. I get it. But this just came to my mind, and I want to say there was a time one of my friends was going through a very tough time. He was going through a lot. And then he's this very active in church, first to come, first to be last to go, also a pastor's kid. He was going through a lot, and then he took permission, like, please, I need time to focus on me and God's relationship. But like, there's how you can just be coming to church, you're serving, and deep down yourself, like, my oil level don't drop. There's nothing wrong in taking a break from all that activity and all that ceremony and all that plenty things, and focusing on you and God. Don't be drowned inside plenty activity that you cannot now tell the difference between what your direct relationship with God is and what your corporate relationship is. I don't know if that makes sense, but let's just leave it there. So that will wrap up what members do to hurt each other and how to get past it. And quickly, in fact, 2 or 3 minutes, I'm going to talk about what pastors do to hurt other pastors. I just want to jam it together because I don't want this to exceed this week. So, one major thing that I want to talk about is this mentorship. When there's a daddy Geo and another subordinate pastor, or maybe not daddy Geo necessarily, could even be pastor in another church, but sort of a mentorship to mentee kind of thing. And there's how some mentors do some mentoring that I don't understand. Cases where your mentee now that has been in your church for 15, 12 plus years comes and tells you, God is instructing me to start my own ministry. I've seen many churches. I don't think I've come across a, okay, I have, but most of the time, once there's a breaking out or a breaking away from a church, it ends in fights. Why? If you are raising people, it should be your joy that they are maturing enough to start something, or that they are maturing enough for God to trust them with their own ministry. I don't know if that makes sense. So, as a pastor who is a mentor to a mentee, if your mentee comes down and tells you, God said I should start my own ministry, or God said, the one that used to shock me is the relocation one. I've seen cases where somebody decided to relocate to another state and the pastor is laying a curse on the person, like, if you leave you will not prosper. Why? That Oh my God. God will help us. I don't see how that makes sense. You should be happy because this talk now is looking like it's above my pay grade, but let's just leave it there. It is wrong for you to hold on to people when God is instructing them personally to move on to somewhere else or on to something else. Another thing I'll talk about that pastors do to pastors is a case. There's a particular case I heard where a church wanted to open a branch in an area that is, well to do, and then another church that already had a church in that vicinity for a long time reported this new church to the states that they should withdraw the C of what they gave them for that land, because they don't want another church to be in that area so that they will not have to share members or something. I don't even understand the idea. Please, let's put God at the forefront of our mind. If God is at the forefront of your mind, you will know that, oh, this person coming to open a branch of their own church in this area means the gospel is spreading better. I don't know. That's how it sounds to me. You shouldn't be seeking the downfall of another church or the downfall of another pastor. It's not right. Let God be the focus. If Jesus is this same Jesus we are calling, but we are serving the same purpose, there should be no fight, there should be no quarrel, there should be no being at each other's throats for members and for stuff. It just sounds unkind to me. But it is well, Sha. And last thing I'll talk about is this. I know this one is kind of controversial, but for me, I don't even really think so. I feel there's sort of a way to correct when you see maybe a pastor now preaches a sermon that is wrong in a way, or maybe the idea, I don't even want to, doctrinal differences is something that will always be common in this day church, but we can correct in love, you don't have to talk down on another pastor's idea of something. You don't have to say it in a demeaning way. You don't have to now just imagine what this boy. I heard one boy like that said. That is wrong. It is wrong, in my opinion. If this pastor is somebody you can call privately, to talk to them about this particular thing, like, I feel this thing you did is wrong. Let's learn to correct each other in love. You don't have to use another pastor's downfall or another pastor's error to boast of where God has taken your own maturity. It doesn't make any. We are serving the same purpose. We serve the same God. We serve. You should even be sad if another pastor, if a pastor of another church falls into sin or is caught in a scandal. It's something that should make you sad as a pastor of another church, because you're like, oh God, please restore this person. I feel that's the kind of perspective we should have. You should be praying, God, I pray restoration for Pastor Lagbaja. I pray restoration for his family. That should be the stance. That should be, it shouldn't be you now coming to stage, to your own church stage, to say, just imagine when they don't take precautions, this what happens. People that then you start tearing this person apart, tearing this person down. It is wrong. It is wrong. And I believe God will help us. If you go to the scriptures, all the letters Paul wrote was to a church. And there were some of those letters that were, if you want to say it, but it was kind of harsh. It sounded harsh. But it was to delete, like, I don't know how to explain it. He did not come now and carry that letter and start reading it in open stadium for everybody to hear the errors these people have done that he's talking about, or for him to feel self-righteous that, oh, me Paul, oh, I'm the holiest of the holiest, me na me holy pass. It came from a place of wanting perfection in the church, wanting perfection in the body, so correcting so that there can be less errors and stuff. That's, I don't know how else to explain it better, but I think I've tried. Let's do better. Jesus should always be the focus. And like I've said since the beginning of this series, don't be one of those people that will now be like, me, I can never be a church person. I can never. Me, for one, the best people I've met in my life. Some I met well over 12, 13 years ago, and we are still friends to date, are church people. They are church guys. That's why I said always carry your discernment to church. Let God be the one to lead you to the right people, and let God be the one to help you avoid the wrong people. So I think this brings us to the end of Church Hurt. So see you next week. I want to believe you've had a fun time like I have. Send this to your church members, to your friends, and I'll see you next week. Bye.